that, I'm happy to endorse your budget to the Mother Committee of Finance here at the Senate. And with that, we close the hearings and briefings on the National Commission of Senior Citizens.
Bago tayo magpatuloy, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe sa aking channel. Thank you sa pag-click ng aking video. Good day po sa lahat ng mga nanonood. Sa mga bagong viewers at napadaan lang, by the way, I'm Tita Eda. Welcome to my channel. Ang channel na maghahatid sa iyo ng dagdag kaalaman tungkol sa government services, bagong mga balita at informative videos na galing sa legit na resources. Mag-subscribe na para updated ka.
Who's going to be presenting your budget? I don't see Mr. Quijano. All right, thanks. Loreche, you said you were going to be presenting. Let's be very quick. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. May I have for the first slide that would be presenting to you the fiscal year 2024 NEP versus the fiscal year 2025 NEP. And as you can see, Madam Chair, that there is a marked increase in our allocation for the budget by around 112,073%. This is from 26,926,000 to 3,035,236. That will account actually for the expanded centenarian cash gift and the centenarian.
Yes, we're aware of that. We sponsored it. Thank you.
Yes, so that will show our NEP. And for the next slide, that would be the fiscal year 2025 budget proposal versus the 2024 GAA. Again, the agency specific that we are requesting is 5,533,108,000. This will also cover the expanded centenarians for a portion of 2024 when the law was signed. And the next slide, of course.
The law was hanging?
On March 17 of 2024, because 2025, Madam Chair, the budget that was given to us will cover January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025. But when the law was signed on March 17 of 2024, there was no provision for the expanded centenary cash gift.
That's right. Laws are not known to retroact, however.
Yes po. So, kaya po yan naka-reflect lang po dyan, just in case na i-consider po ito.
I think that will have to be a separate request to DBM and doesn't constitute part of your budget.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And the next slide that I would like to show would be the transferred programs from DSWD to us, to NCSC. That is the assistance to older persons that was transferred to us at 1.7 million last March 20 during the signing. And we just want to inform your Madam Chair that the NCA from DBM was only released August 27 of this year, and the Land Bank of the Philippines.
Yes, carry on, sorry.
Opo. And the Land Bank of the Philippines issued the check booklet for us to be able to disburse the assistance to older persons just most recently, September 24. That's why it will be reflected there that our utilization at 518,334.14 is the only amount that we have disbursed to the OSCA, FCAP meetings and the institutional support to NAPSI. However, with the release already of the check booklet from Land Bank last week, then I believe that we would be able to utilize the remaining 1.4 million from the assistance to older persons. The next slide. The next slide, Madam Chair, is only on the Expanded Centenarians Act for Republic Act number 11982, showcasing here the number of physical targets of individuals that will be receiving the expanded cash gift and the centenarian, 275,342 individuals, and the administrative cost computed at 1.96%. The next slide, of course, will show how the allocation and breakdown of the cash gift, including that of the administrative cost of 1.96%. Next slide. I think I would like to show, of course, the financial performance. This is a historical fund utilization.
Yes, we're aware of that. How long is this presentation? Is there much more?
I think there's only 2 more slides,
Thank
Madam
you. Okay,
Chair.
please proceed.
So this is a historical fund utilization showing an average of 53%, but the next 2 slides will of course show how we are today, that as of June 30 of 2024, we were able to utilize 43% of our budget, and as of September 30, 2024 to date, we are already at 59% in our budget utilization. The subsequent slides will only show us the catch-up plan summary, but I want to focus on the hiring status because this is one of the milestones. We target that by October 30, we should be able to fill up all plantilla positions around 93%. As of September 24, we have filled up 182 of the 320, which is 57% already. So I think, Madam Chair, that is all there is for our presentation.
So, my records don't match yours. You are saying that from 2021 to 2023, you had a utilization rate of 53%.
That's the average utilization, Madam
Yes,
Chair.
but as of June 2024, you only utilized 43%.
As of June 30, 2024, Madam Chair, that was June 30 only, but as of today, September 30, our utilization rate is at 59%.
I think the rightful cutoff is December 2024 for the budget of 2024. As of December 2024, what was the utilization rate? Dr. Abad, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Madam
Po.
Chair. Let me just explain po that their utilization as of December 2023 was only at 52.86%. So when they reported a 42.72% as of June 30, it can be thus considered as a marked improvement already, considering that's already first half of the year vis-a-vis the 52.86 annual BUR in 2023, Madam Chair.
Okay, thanks. Therefore, as of today, do you have any improved numbers
Yes,
from June
yes, Madam-
2024
yes,
to
Madam
the present?
Chair. As of today,
So from January 2024 until today,
we have
what's the
already
utilization now
our
if it's not
utilization
43?
our utilization rate is already at 59%, Madam
September,
Chair. As of September 30.
have 49%. So, paano naging 53? Nadagdagan na mula sa submission ninyo?
Opo, Madam Chair, as of September 24, we have already 182 plantilla positions filled up, which is 57% out of 320 that is allocated to us, Madam Chair.
Can you enlighten us on the assistance to older persons, the ATOPS? What have you accomplished? How many beneficiaries? What are you giving? It's a program that we're not very well informed about. You mentioned earlier something about the land bank giving you the checks finally, and that therefore you will be able to disperse with greater expediency.
Yes, Madam Chair. This assistance to older persons is actually a program under the Department of Social Welfare and Development, and we were given the balance of 1.7 million budget for the entire year. We had the MOA signing sometime in March 20, and since this is a trust fund, we really need to process this separately, and the NCA was only released to us August 27 of this year, and our checkbook for us to be able to issue the payments for the claims fund will have to be via from DSWD again to the Bureau of Treasury, and that has to be transferred to us, and so we had to process.
It goes from Treasury to DSWD muna?
Galing po ng DBM yung release para sa amin po.
Nabanggit mo DSWD? So,
Opo, galing po
kasama
sa
pa rin ang
DSWD.
DSWD o
Opo,
hindi
sa
na?
kanila po galing yung fund na yan, Madam Chair.
Nasa DSWD pa rin ang pera?
Hindi na po, na-transfer na po sa amin, bago lang.
Bakit binabanggit mo na from Treasury pupunta pa sa DSWD?
Kasi po, continuing appropriation po siya, Madam Chair.
Hindi, pero diretso ang release ng DBM sa inyo, di ba?
After
wala ng
going-
DSWD para
Wala
sa
na po, sa amin na po
2025.
yan ngayon.
Nasa
Opo.
inyo na yan eh.
Opo.
Oo, yeah. Oo.
In August 27 po, nasa amin na po yan.
Just give us the general terms of those guidelines. What in general?
It's really more of assistance to the various organizations for senior citizens, support for their meetings.
Oh, it's for the organization.
Yes po, it's not direct giving to the individual older
Support
person.
to the organizations. How many
Yes.
ang nasa...
Yung pong accreditation is still being performed by the DSWD. Kasi yung pong standard for accreditation, yun po yung isa sa ayaw nilang ibigay sa amin because we don't have the training. So yung pong registration, yun yung aming ginagawa ngayon.
bakit
We just
kayo
have to register.
nakakapagbigay ng ATOP kung hindi ninyo alam kung
Hindi
sino
man po ma'am
pagbibigyan?
required yung accreditation
Required.
sa ATOP. Doon po sa guidelines ng DSWD for ATOP, hindi po required yung
Di ba dapat i-align yan?
accreditation.
Di ba dapat i-align yung registered? Otherwise, ba't ka magre-register? Kahit hindi ka mag-register, makakatanggap ka ng tulong eh. Anong silbi ng accreditation and registry?
Doon sa provision ng RA 9994 on the appointment of the OSCA head, ginamit kasi doon ma'am sa IRR yung word na accredited by the DSWD. Ang problema is that
Yes,
the
but the
DSWD is not
IRR
accredited.
cannot amend the law, no?
Yun nga po ma'am yung sinasabi namin. Kaya yung DSWD, when they gave us the ATOP, nakalagay na po yung pupuntahan because
So,
this will spend...
sino-sino? Again, let's go back to the first question. Sino-sino ang binibigyan ng ATOP? Sabi nyo, FSCA, NAPSI?
FCAP, Madam Chair. FCAP, this is the Federation for Senior Citizens Association of the
Paano
Philippines.
yung mga OSCA?
Meron po tayo,
Bakit yung FSCAP lang? Bakit wala yung OSCA?
heto po kasi yung binigay sa atin na guidelines po na tinransfer ng DSWD ng DSWD po kung sino yung dapat bigyan nung ating ATOP na tinransmit nila na 1.7 million.
FSCA, walang OSCA.
Meron po kami ngayong dinagdag dyan, Madam Chair, which is the use of the ATOP fund in empowering the various Office of the Senior Citizens Affairs or OSCAs in the matter of trainings, leadership, governance po.
I still don't understand why we cannot align. Don't you think it's a good idea to align the accreditation of senior citizens organizations with the endowment of ATOP assistance? Di ba dapat naka-align yan?
Dapat po. That should be the case, Madam Chair.
Since it's being transited na to your office, sana magawa ninyo ng paraan. How many senior citizens are actually in your registry? Or do you have a registry? The last time we talked, it's all PhilHealth.
If you look at the online registration po natin, if the online registration, that's already almost 7 million registrants there, 6.7 million plus. But in terms of the master list, for those who will be for the expanded centenarian cash gift and centenarian, we believe po that based on the physical targets from PSA, we are almost approximately near that number. So if
No,
the
wait.
PSA...
Wag mo na yung e-centenarians. That's a different story.
Opo.
I just need because the e-centenarians only involves the seniors every 5 years. I'm talking about the whole universe of senior citizens. Sabi mo, online 7 million, which constitutes how many in
of
the
the-
total PSA? Di ba nasa 11, 12 million yan?
That's around 60%, Madam Chair.
Okay, 60% lang.
Opo.
Ilan dapat?
Kung titingnan natin po talaga yung 12 million based on PSA, then we should be able to reach 12 million. But apparently there are...
You only register online, walang in-person sa mga barabarangay?
Meron po,
Saka sa
Madam
LGU.
Chair. Kasama po yan sa mga OSCA at saka sa LGU.
How do you intend to expand your database to encompass all 12 million? Kasi kung puro online, mahihirapan talaga.
What we're doing currently, Madam Chair, is really to coordinate closely with the OSCA and the LGUs. So yun pong mga LGUs na wala pong capacity to be able to transfer the hard copies of these applicants po, pwede po nilang ipasa sa amin at the regional offices. Tinutulungan po natin yan.
PWD rin yan. Parang PWD listing ng LGU na lahat na lang may PWD card.
Meron naman po tayong people on the ground. Our team are on the ground to do some
How many employees
cross-checking.
do you have?
Per region po natin, we have around 2 focal persons for this.
My goodness, that's almost nothing.
Yeah, if
I don't think they'll be able to verify all 42,000 barangays. That doesn't seem like a very practical or realistic.
But with the addition po kasi, Madam Chair, for the implementation of the expanded, we will be hiring additional COS po kasi. And we believe that by doing that, we would be able to expand further the number of persons who will be gathering the data on the ground po.
I think the purpose of the expanded centenarians is entirely different from the completion of the database for senior citizens. Parang wag ninyo asahan yung expanded centenarians kasi yung expanded centenarians is starting from scratch, mas lalong wala yun.
Sa totoo lang po,
Can't you
Madam
make an
Chair.
arrangement with PSA? Can't you do
PSA
a
and
MOA
the
with
ICT.
PSA?
Yes po, we're planning to work with the ICT.
Mag-MOA na lang kayo with
Opo,
PSA para
and PSA.
mabilis yan.
Yes, we'll
At
do
saka
that, Madam
mag-MOA
Chair.
na rin kayo with the Liga ng Barangay.
And including siguro the DALG to help us out on
Well,
this.
Liga ng Barangay more directly.
All right, we'll
At
do
saka
that,
yung
Madam Chair.
PSA. Kasi ang bagal-bagal mag-database ng National Senior Citizen. Yung national ID na hawak rin ng NEDA at PSA, hindi ba pwedeng i-integrate yan?
Pwede po. Isa po yan sa ating ginagamit ngayon para sa ating EDMS.
Yes, but maliban sa ginagamit, nag-usap na ba kayo ng NEDA?
Not yet with NEDA at the national level,
Well,
but at the regional level, yes, we have
No, but
started.
the instructions need to derive from NEDA National
Yes po.
as well as the PSA.
We'll do that, Madam
I
Chair.
think you have to fast track that. I think that's really the first order of business is to identify the seniors in the first place.
Opo, we'll do that, Madam Chair.
Also, I think we have to do some housekeeping. COA found that cash allowances and liquidation reports under the traveling expense local account had some non-compliance with the most economical airfare, delay in submission, etc. You're aware of this?
Yes, Madam Chair, and
How
we are.
has this issue been addressed?
We have addressed all those issues, Madam Chair.
It's fairly large sum. This is a lot of traveling. It's 12.5 million.
Yes po, Madam Chair. We have already addressed this, and as a matter of fact, we have an internal implementation already of the omnibus guidelines for travels under EO 77. So I believe that in the next budget season, this would not be reflected as such.
Yes, but have you reached out to COA to rectify?
Yes po, Madam Chair. We have
But
already
they're still
discussed.
carrying this in your report.
Yeah, we did already discuss this with them, and this
Ano
work-
sabi?
Rectified na po yan, Madam Chair, yung mga travel disallowances na po yan. Nabayaran na po yan ng mga personnel who are supposed to be, whose attentions were already called.
May I have the report then?
Yeah, we'll give you a copy, Madam Chair.
Yes, because COA already noted that 34 audit recommendations in the 2022, barely 18 were implemented. The remaining 16 were ignored.
As
So,
of,
as of today, has anything been done about the 16 unattended COA observations?
yes, Madam Chair, as of last week when I had a meeting with our team, we already addressed that, and we can give you a submission on the updates of this.
Sige, para lang maklaro, I need the COA. Is there a COA representative who can tell us yes or no? Are you familiar with the audit observations for the PSC? Oo.
And
Pa-update lang. What's your name? Miguel Trabok from COA. Sige, if you could tell us, dun sa 34 audit recommendations, can you update us? Kasi 2022 pa to, hindi pinapansin. 16.
Madam Chair, our current data or evaluation of that previous findings is that there were 16 unimplemented audit observations. Among the 34 audit observations po, Madam Chair, 18 were implemented for last year, and then
That's
for
what I said. What happened to the 16? Yung 16 lang item, of course, is the turnover, I think as of June, ano na ang balita? What exactly has happened since there's been all sorts of news about your organization?
Our chair is of course suspended, and the suspension was served on July 10. July
Yeah,
10.
July.
July 10
Okay.
at around 10:30 in the morning.
So, the suspension was issued by?
Issued by the Office of Executive Secretary. So,
Okay.
the suspension will cover the period from July 9, and this was received on July 10. And immediately after, we had our special emergency meeting by the rest of the commissioners. And of course, we wrote an official letter to the Office of the Executive Secretary requesting for an OIC.
Another, yes, so now you're the OIC, you have an appointment. Is
Yes,
that
Madam
correct?
Chair.
Okay. In the meantime, one of the accusing commissioners, Raymond Silungan, was meted a 90-day preventive suspension by Malacanang, but I see you're here.
Yes, ma'am. I reported back after 90 days because there was no other order. There was no order extending or terminating the suspension. So it was deemed to have served the suspension, Madam Chair.
I see. Has there been any response from your office, Commissioner, regarding the allegations of dishonesty, neglect of duty, misconduct, etc.?
Madam Chair, I submitted counter affidavit ad cautelam, which was perhaps the reason why there
Can
was
you
no.
share the same with us? I'm a little bit perplexed because the Office of the President found prima facie evidence, and hence the accusations remain.
That would be the case, Madam Chair.
Sorry?
That would be the case, Madam Chair, until the OP issues or promulgates a resolution.
So in the meantime, you're waiting, but your suspension has expired. Is
Yes,
that what
Madam
you're
Chair.
saying? How many commissioners are there now?
There's 6 of us, Madam Chair.
How many should there be?
7, Madam Chair. Including the chairman and the OIC, the chairman, the CEO. So right now, there's only 6 of us.
So kulang lang ng isa?
Isa lang po.
Okay. All right. So, is there any information whether you're going to be getting another chairman?
I do not know, Madam
Wala pong
Chair.
balita.
Basta
Okay.
ginagawa ko lang po muna yung trabaho as a task by the Office of the President.
Okay. All right. Is there a transition plan from the SWD with regard to the larger sum, the social stipend?
In our last transition meeting with the SWD and
Oo.
our meeting with Secretary Rex Gatchalian, we have already agreed that, number 1, on the centenarian, yes, that will be up to December 31 only from them because the budget.
Andito na yan sa 2025.
Opo.
Wala nang
Pero
problema.
sa social pension po, Madam Chair, yung pinag-usapan po namin na last would be mid of next year. We should be able to do the transitioning already for 2026, not 2025, Madam Chair.
It's huge.
Yes po. That's the reason why, Madam Chair, it should not be transferred to us unless we are ready. And we already committed
Are you
our...
going to be able to actually do it? I'm wondering, can you actually do it given that ilan lang ang taon nyo? Do not want contractuals and job orders handling so much cash. That's been the problem with DSWD. And it's a budget that I also handle, and I'm familiar with the problems of security with regard to the cash as well as with the person.
That's true. We agree to that, Madam Chair.
O kaya nga, ang liit-liit naman ng plantilla ninyo, paano kayo
Kung dadagdagan
mag-disperse
po
ng
yung
ganyan
aming
kalalaki ng bilyon-bilyon?
Kung dadagdagan po yung aming plantilla ng DBM,
Hindi,
definitely.
kung hindi tayo aasa sa kung ang kinakailangan, kung talaga may plano mag-transit, kailangan kasama doon yung sasakyan, kasama doon yung IT at yung arrangements with pay portals. In addition, of course, you'll need hundreds more of employees. Mid-2025 is upon us. It will occur in 9 months.
Yes po.
I don't think you'll be ready in 9 months.
With the digitalization and the utilization of other forms
Mahirap
of
yung
payment.
digitalization. Are you going to absorb the fees and charges that are deducted? Kayanin ba ninyo yan? You've just come out of a rather messy situation with your chairman and even with one of your commissions. So you'll be handling several billion here?
Allow us to make a presentation to you separately, Madam Chair, when we have already finalized our processes and plans and programs
Does
for the social
DSWD
pension.
think it should be transferred? We should ask them. Do you want to handle it? Parang ako, I'm very, very skeptical.
Well, una sa lahat po, Madam
Hindi,
Chair.
kasi nagkakaproblema tayo sa leadership ngayon, hindi ba? Tapos
Yeah.
dadagdagan pa to the tune of almost 60 billion. Are you kidding?
That's the reason why, Madam Chair, that we were pegging
Parang
it at
nakakatakot.
2026. Not next year.
Miski 2026, nakaka-nervyos, Director Abad, anong tingin niyo yun? Parang nakaka-nervyos eh.
Po, nininervyos din po kami. Actually,
Ilan na yung empleyado ninyo, total?
Once we fill that up, all of it, 320 plus the COS.
Eh, yun na nga. Ano ba
And-
naman ang 300?
And, no, Madam Chair, 1,000 kasi yung COS na galing po ng DSWD na itatransition po nila sa amin.
Maski na, wala yun. Alam mo ba kung ilang libo ang kino-contractual ng DSWD?
Yeah, true.
A very, very discomfiting position if you consider the amounts of cash that they're carrying, the lack of vehicles that are safe, the personnel who are only job orders, contractuals, or worse, handling so much money. Eh, ito, napakalaki nito.
Yung maghahawak po na, dapat niyan, Madam Chair, should be permanent position.
Eh, kaya nga, yun din yung sa DSWD. Pero hindi naman mangyayari yan overnight. So, right now, it's DSWD, di ba? Aren't we just duplicating? Kaya naman ng DSWD. Decent sila na lang. Bakit pa ita-transition yan? Huwag na natin lipatin. Sang-ayon ng DBM dyan, sigurado. Kasi ang laki-laki ng gastos niyan eh. Ang problema kasi niyan, we are now evolving all these 4 Ps, ayuda, may MAIP, may Kalahi Seeds, may senior citizens, may agricultural rice subsidies, may transport subsidies. Lahat ng subsidy na yan, kailangan ba ng hiwalay na ahensya, hiwalay na tao? Parang hindi yata dapat, ano? No, even as you make the transition plan and even as you provide us with a date, perhaps we can dig in deeper into the problem and understand together with the DBM as well as the DSWD the wisdom of even transiting at all. Baka mas mahirap yan. Kagagaling pa lang ninyo sa kaguluhan bilang organisasyon. Sasabak tayo sa halos 60 billion na pamimigay in cash. Parang nakaka-nervyos yata. At OIC ka pa lang, Dr. Loreche. Sisisihin ka samantalang yung kapangyarihan mo ay hindi sapat. Kasi OIC, di ba, lahat continuing,
That's
walang
true.
bagong kontrata,
That's true.
walang bagong programa. Nako, magkakaturoan ng labis-labis.
Totoo
Ako
po yan.
ninenervyos ng bongga. Wala. Fair warning lang po. So with that, with the request for the information with regard to first the registered recipients of the ATOP, the update on the COA findings, and what else have we mentioned here? And perhaps the update also on the cases pending against Chairman and Commissioner Mansilungan. With that, I'm happy to endorse your budget to the Mother Committee of Finance here at the Senate. And with that, we close the hearings and briefings on the National Commission of Senior Citizens. Maraming salamat po.
If sa tingin mo, natulungan ka ng video ko na ito, nakasave ka sa oras mo, you can click yung thanks button at any amount ay malaking help sa pag-grow ng channel ko. Yun lang po muna ang aking update. Sana ay nakatulong na dagdag kaalaman ang aking shinare today. Ang goal ng aking channel ay mag-create ng awareness. Kung ganitong mga topic ang gusto mo, panoorin mo ang mga videos ko na ito. Thanks for watching! Kung may kapamilya, kaibigan o kakilala sa tingin mo ay magiging interesado sa video, please share or tag sila sa comment section. At syempre, if nagustuhan mo ang video, i-like mo na ito at subscribe ka na din. As always, feel free to write your questions, comments, and opinions respectfully. And continue to be a blessing and stay safe!